We all make mistakes. Some small, some that change the course of our lives, and sometimes we convince ourselves that we've fallen too far, that there's no way back. But what if I told you, no matter how lost you feel, no matter how much you've broken, there is always a way home. This is Sophia's story. She left home with nothing but dreams and the excitement of a new beginning. The city was everything she had hoped for, vibrant, full of possibilities, free from the expectations that had once felt like chains. University was her fresh start. New friends, new experiences, no rules. For the first time, she could be whoever she wanted. But in chasing freedom, she lost herself. At first, skipping a few classes didn't seem like a big deal. Then came the parties, the late nights, the people who made her feel invincible. She stopped answering her parents' calls, brushing off their concern. Then came the choices, the kind that whispered, just this once, but never stayed that way. She fell into a relationship she knew was wrong, convincing herself it didn't matter. She got involved in a business that cut corners, bending the law just enough to make money fast. And for a while, she believed she had won. Until everything collapsed. Her affair was exposed. The business failed, and with it, her finances crumbled. The people who once surrounded her disappeared. And as the news of her mistakes spread, her name became a joke, a stain on people's lips, on forums, and whispers behind her back. The girl who had once arrived with bright eyes and big dreams was now nothing more than a cautionary tale. One afternoon, she walked through campus, feeling the weight of every stare, every smirk. Laughter followed her like a shadow. She got what she deserved. Thought she was untouchable, huh? She lowered her gaze, her hands trembling. Maybe they were right. And then, a voice, steady, certain. If any of you have never made a mistake, go ahead, say what you want. Silence. She looked up. Professor Langford, a man respected by all, feared by some, admired by many. He stood there, calm, waiting. One by one, the whispers faded. The crowd dispersed. When it was just the two of them, he turned to her. His words were gentle, but firm. Stand up, and don't walk this road again. That night, she sat alone in her apartment, staring out at the city lights, the same lights that had once felt like a promise, now just a reminder of how lost she had become. She picked up her phone, hesitated, then dialed. It rang once, twice, then, Mom. Her voice cracked. Can I come home? Silence. A breath, then, a shaky but certain reply. Of course, sweetheart. Just come home. Going back didn't erase the past. The debts still had to be paid. The consequences of her choices didn't disappear, but she wasn't alone anymore. Her parents didn't take away her responsibility, but they stood beside her as she rebuilt. She worked. She repaid what she owed. She slowly mended what she had broken. One day, sitting across from Professor Langford, she finally asked, "Why did you stand up for me that day?" He smiled. "Because I knew you weren't beyond hope." And in that moment, she understood. She had believed that love was conditional, that it depended on how well she performed, how perfect she appeared. But now, she knew the truth. True love doesn't keep score. It doesn't abandon. It waits. It welcomes. And no matter how far she had run, there was always a way back home. Mistakes don't define you. How you rise after them does. You are never too far gone to start again. If you're struggling, if you feel lost, you are not alone. The road back might not be easy, but it's always open. And when you're ready, there will be someone waiting to say, "Just come home."